with another Monoprice product to review, and this time it's their Soundstage3 portable Bluetooth speaker. If you don't care about portable Bluetooth speakers because they aren't audiophile enough, well, you may want to wait and see the measurements for these. Trust me, you'll want one just to show your non-audiophile friends next time you're at a park or a barbecue. They're gonna ask you, how come that sounds so good? And you're gonna tell them, all my stuff sounds good. Just know that these are not water resistant, so if that's important to you, might want to look elsewhere. Anyway, let's take a closer look and see what these are all about. For full disclosure, Monoprice is a channel sponsor, and I'm sure they would hope that I'd give their products all positive reviews, but I've never promised them that. But I will promise you, the viewer, that I will give you an honest assessment of these. So lucky for all of us, Hobie makes some pretty awesome products, including this one. And if you don't believe me, let's start with a frequency response measurement of this speaker. Well, compared to one of the most popular and highly rated Bluetooth speakers in the JBL Extreme 3. JBL Harman Group is known for their measurements, but their speaker doesn't measure as flat and doesn't have the frequency response range of this Monoprice Stage 3. The Monoprice has deeper bass extension and higher high frequency extension as well. Sure, it's not ruler flat and it has a bit of a V-shaped response. The highs are rising, but one thing to consider is that these are likely to be played outdoors at a distance where a bit of extra treble can be useful. The boosted bass does balance the highs, although I still prefer a flatter response overall, but I have seen bookshelf speakers that don't measure even this flat and don't have as much bass extension. Now, if you were to put a Class D amplifier into a decent bookshelf speaker with a 5¼ inch woofer and a 1-inch silk dome tweeter, you would get a sound similar to these. Add some DSP and now you're set. These do a bit more though. They do have tweeters to give you that stereo sound. Don't expect much separation unless you're sitting right in front of them at about arm's length. On the intro to Michael Jackson's Thriller, you can hear him walking from right to left. Any further than that, and he sounds like he's just walking in place. He could have been moonwalking all around the stage, and I wouldn't have heard any difference between that and a mono speaker and this Monoprice speaker. You see what I did there, right?
Yeah.
It was 5 a.m. when I wrote this up. This supports Bluetooth 4.2. It has inputs for a 3.5mm jack, RCAs, and optical in. It even has a subwoofer output. Would I ever use that? Probably not, but I love that it's there just in case I wanted to have an outdoor party and required more bass. I did test the subwoofer output, and it's basically just an RCA output putting out a full range signal. I thought it might have a set crossover, but it doesn't, which might be the right choice considering that most powered subs have that setting built in anyway. At least it's a mono output, so the sub will get sound from both the left and right channels. Some powered speakers with subwoofer outputs apply an 80 Hz high pass to the main speakers when the subwoofer is connected to allow the system to play louder. This doesn't do that, and so the profile stays the same whether a sub is connected or not. The built-in USB can provide a 5V 2A charge for your phone if you're using it as a playback source. They're using an 880 mAh battery pack, which they claim can provide 10 hours of playback at 50% volume. This does look a lot like their other Soundstage3 product they have on their site, which sells for $159, has more power at 120 watts total, and the ability to pair two wirelessly. It also has a remote. This one is not portable though, has to stay in the house. This portable version can't be wirelessly paired, and the power is down to 50 watts total, 30 watts to the woofer, and 10 watts to the two tweeters. When I asked Hobie why they excluded that feature and lowered the power, he said that was all to optimize for the 10-hour battery life. Makes sense to me. This version also has a different matte finish, which I prefer, and this nice faux leather handle. The woofer looks different as well. They claim a Bluetooth range of 32 feet, and that sounds reasonable. This one time in band camp, I forgot I was connected to it, and I walked pretty far, and the music just kept playing. It did have to be line of sight because once I turned the corner and the building was in the way, the music just dropped out. Size-wise, it measures 13.6 inches wide by 6.9 inches high and 7.3 inches deep. About a shoebox size, but not as deep and a bit taller. Fit and finish is nice, not quite as rugged as some of the others that look like they're meant to take some significant abuse, but not something you would have to baby either. It's made of MDF and has some small rubber feet on the bottom. It might not be the best speaker to take to the beach, but you can't play speakers that loud at the beach anyway without complaints from others. So this is more of a party speaker, a small get-together type of party, not a full-on event like the Soundbox 3s I previously reviewed. What's with the 3 in the names of these Bluetooth speakers? Weight-wise, at 10.8 pounds, it's not what I would consider heavy. I wouldn't want to walk 5 miles with it in hand, but I also wouldn't want to walk 5 miles period. It's balanced when holding it from the handle, and that helps distribute the weight evenly. If I were holding a bunch of groceries with both hands, I could still show off to my wife and kids by telling them, yeah, just hand that over, I can handle it. It's a 2-finger lift, no problem. Would it have been cool if these were waterproof? Yeah, but maybe you would have seen a plastic speaker with different acoustic properties. So I personally don't mind sacrificing that for sound quality. On the bottom, you get access to the battery pack, which is good in case you ever need to replace just that part. While charging this, it does have a simple battery indicator, and that gets the job done. So overall, sound-wise, these are impressive knowing it is portable and it can provide 10 hours of playback. 50% volume is more than enough for most situations. 100% is loud. Don't get close loud. I mean, can you please turn it down loud? You guys should know me by now. If a speaker has deep bass and a reasonable response, I'm pretty happy. And this has more bass than I expected. If you corner load it, I'm sure you'll surprise some people, but that's cheating. I like these for the sound quality, looks, and mix of features. At $249, I think these are priced fairly considering the sound quality you get, but I think that it might almost be an impulse buy for some people if it went on sale for $199. I can still recommend these at their current price, though mainly because I haven't heard anything better at this price point. Other speakers are more durable, some have more features for NFC pairing or true wireless stereo pairing, some are larger and can play louder, but for pure sound quality, this is the best I've reviewed so far. Of course, I would still try to apply some DSP correction because I'm insane like that. If you're nuts about audio too, check out some of my exclusive videos at avmasterclass.com. Anyway, what did you think? Is this something you're interested in? If you are, I will leave a link in the description just for you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. That's it. Take care. Bye-bye.